Heroes immediately after their charter flight landed at Houston Bush Intercontinental Airport. Water cannon on airport fire trucks sprayed a victory arch over the team's plane as it landed on Thursday evening. A parade today. This is SRN Sports.
Listen to Clarksville's greatest hits anytime online at WJZM1400.com. This is the Big 1400 WJZM.
Now I had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long now. I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy. Now with passion in our eyes, there's no way we could disguise secretly. So we take each other's hand, 'cause we seem to understand the urgency. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I had the time of my life. I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. Hey, baby. With my body and soul, I want you more than you'll ever know. So we'll just let it go. Don't be afraid to lose control. No. Yes, I know it's on your mind when you say, stay with me tonight. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I had the time of my life. Never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I searched through every open door till I had the truth, and I owe it all to you. Had the time of my life. No, I never felt.
The Clarksville original. Hit after hit after hit. The Big 1400 WJZM. Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville. Online at WJZM1400.com.
1400 WJZM Radio, 64 degrees at 7 o'clock. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
The Big 1400 is WJZM. Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
With
SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is embarking on a five-nation 10-day tour of Asia today. As for critics who insist the president will have to abandon his outspoken manner while in Asia, not likely, suggests White House National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster.
I don't think the president really modulates his language. Have you noticed him do that? I mean, he's been very clear. He's been very clear about it.
McMaster says confronting the North Korean nuclear threat will be a key focus of the president's international travels. Now it's a capital affair. The new focus on sexual harassment in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal has spread from Hollywood to sports, journalism, and global politics, and now on to Capitol Hill. One current and three former female members of Congress telling the Associated Press they've been sexually harassed or subjected to hostile sexual comments by male colleagues serving in the House. A procession of bicycles and candles along the Hudson River waterfront last night, another vigil marking the 8 lives lost this week at the hands of an Islamic terrorist. The truck attack that mowed down pedestrians and cyclists alike was the worst in New York City since 9/11. The confessed killer, Saifullah Saipov, claims he was inspired by ISIS. The Syrian army has announced it liberated the long-contested eastern city of Deir el-Zur from the Islamic State terrorist group.
The jihadists captured much of the eastern city 3 years ago, though a sizable enclave remained under government control. It's the last major city that IS still held in Syria. But the complex battle in Deir el-Zur province continues, with various forces moving to take advantage of the militants' defeat.
That is Sebastian Usher reporting. The defeat there is taken as another sign the days are numbered for the Islamic State group's so-called caliphate. A new head at the Fed. President Trump announcing yesterday that he would replace current Fed Chair Janet Yellen by the end of her 4-year term in early February. He is nominating Republican board member Jerome J. Powell to take her place. On Wall Street yesterday, another record high close for the Dow. This is SRN News. A group of faith leaders comes out against religious freedom. Here's SRN's Michael Harrington.
1,300 liberal, Christian, Muslim, and Jewish leaders have filed a friend of the court brief in the looming case of a Christian baker sued for refusing to make a cake for a homosexual wedding. The brief states, quote, personal religious views are entitled to the utmost respect, but do not provide a license to disregard civil rights laws that do not substantially burden actual religious exercise. The case of Colorado baker Jack Phillips goes before the Supreme Court next month. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
The Democratic Party and national homosexual groups are pouring money into one Virginia political race. A transgender candidate is trying to unseat Republican incumbent state senator Bob Marshall in Virginia's 13th district. Danica Rome, a man who's living as a woman, is trying to become the first transgender person to win a seat in the Virginia state legislature. Marshall is being blasted by Democrats because he's refusing to call Rome a woman. This is SRN News. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who was held for 5 years by the Taliban after walking off his post in Afghanistan, will soon learn his punishment after pleading guilty to endangering his comrades.
Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who was held for 5 years by Taliban allies after walking off his post in Afghanistan back in 2009, will soon learn his punishment on charges that his actions endangered comrades. Military Judge Army Colonel Jeffrey Nance plans to continue deliberating today, but it isn't exactly clear when he'll deliver the sentence. The 31-year-old from Idaho faces up to life in prison for desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. I'm Matt Small.
Google is partnering with AutoNation, the country's largest auto dealership chain, in its push to produce self-driving cars for wide use. AutoNation said yesterday its dealerships will provide maintenance and repairs for Waymo's self-driving fleet of Chrysler Pacifica vehicles. More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Bob Agnew.
The Clarksville Academy Cougars are bound for the TSSAA football playoffs for the first time since 2014, and you can follow them live right here on the Big 1400. The Cougars will open up postseason play on the road Friday night at the Kings Academy, and we will have the call starting with pregame coverage at 5:45. WJZM is proud to be the exclusive home of Clarksville Academy football, and we wholeheartedly congratulate the Cougars on their return to the playoffs.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather, cloudy and rain on and off today. Mainly it should clear off by this afternoon. We expect a high today of 71. Clouds tonight, maybe a pop-up shower, 60 for an overnight low. And Saturday, cloudy, Passing shower once again. Rain chance in our forecast for the next 4 or 5 days. 76 for a high on Saturday. 78 for a high on Sunday. And Monday, chance of showers and a high of 71 degrees. Currently at 7:06, we're at 64 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county, not bad at the moment, but it is very wet outside. It is raining, so the streets will be slick. Be sure and allow yourself a little extra time as you head off to work this morning. 41A Fort Campbell is busy, especially out on the north side. 48 and 13 busy, especially out by Montgomery Central. 41A Singo busy as well. Rossview Road very busy at the moment. The MLK 76 connector is busy, especially out by the interstate. Trenton Road, Tylertown Road, very busy at the moment as well. And 24 right now, if you are headed to Nashville, it looks fairly good all the way into Davidson County. I know the rain will wreak havoc with the Nashville traffic, so let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on in the Nashville area.
Good morning. The police just rolled up on the scene. What appears to be a minor wreck here on the 1400 block of Lebanon Pike. It's busy already out here on 40 westbound here coming past the airport at Spence Lane headed towards downtown. Traffic through Mount Juliet, it's been in pretty good shape for the most part as you travel I-40 from Wilson County into Davison. Half Price Foods has 2 locations, Lebanon and Dixon. They have food, household supplies, even pet food marked down 50% off. Go by this weekend. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together this morning on the Big 1400 WJZM and the latest national news this morning. It is 7:07. It is Friday, and that means it's time for Good Morning Clarksville on the Big 1400. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels. Did you bring your umbrella with you to work this morning?
No, I did not.
You did not prepare for the day?
I wore my hoodie.
Knowing that you watched Weewan while you were getting dressed.
Weewan said it was going to wane.
Yes, and you still did not prepare.
I got my hoodie.
Well, all we can do is say, please prepare. You send the young'uns out this morning. The rain is going to be among us. It is among us, I guess.
Yes.
And so
it is right now.
Yeah, we want you to be prepared as we get started. But we're glad to be here with you this Friday morning here on Good Morning Clarksville. We've got guests coming in. Susan Chapman from Loaves and Fishes is going to join us. But right now it's you and I and Al Jarreau. WJZM rain and 64 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Rain on and off. It should clear off by this afternoon. Expect a high today of 71. We got a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows coming your way. 7:20 this morning, brought to you by Mr. Appliance. Musically, we'll touch on some Marvelettes. Some Todd Rundgren and Rare Earth are on the way this hour. But now it's time for...
What time?
Birthdays.
Oh. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Kendall Jenner is 22. Colin Kaepernick is 30. Dolph Lundgren is 60. Okay.
He's old.
Let me tell you something, though. Did you know he has a master's degree in chemical engineering?
Yes.
And this is not one of those honorary degrees like they give to people.
No, he's a smart cookie.
Yep. Phil Simms is 62.
Ooh.
Yep, they bumped him off the TV set in favor of Tony Romo. A lot of people like the change. You know, I kind of like Phil Simms. I thought he brought
He does bring a different perspective.
Yep. I don't know where he's bringing it now, though. I guess he's sitting at home in the lounge chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, counting his money. Dennis Miller is 64.
Oh.
No, he's 64. Kate Capshaw, Steven Spielberg, Mrs. Steven Spielberg is...
How old?
64. Now, you might not remember her, but if I tell you she was the one screaming in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, then you probably remember who Kate Capshaw is. Remember?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Roseanne is 65.
92. Oh.
No, she's 65.
92.
Larry Holmes is 68. Shadow Stevens is 70. Ooh. Shadow Stevens is the Hollywood Squares announcer and superstar of Days World. He's now resting comfortably under the rock of obscurity next to Meshack Taylor and Kajagoogoo.
Shadow
What have you done for us lately? Michael Dukakis.
Is he going right up in his tank?
In his helmet? Yeah.
Yeah. He's 81.
84.
Oh.
Yeah. He lost the race for the White House to George Bush the Elder.
Riding around in his tank.
Yeah, in that tank. 2 days until daylight savings time ends.
Stop.
It's
coming, I know.
8 days till Veterans Day. 13 days until America quits smoking. Today is the day that Thor Ragnarok opens in the movies, and 42 days until Star Wars, The Last Jedi, hits the big screen.
I know, I need to take Jimmy an umbrella.
Yeah,
he's probably getting a little damp out there.
He might be a little damp standing in line for tickets. But I'm sure that, he survived this long.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be all right.
I think so. I need to check on him.
Check on him. Yeah, we want him.
I'll send him a text.
Football season is winding down, so his, covering the football games.
Yeah, it's hard for him. He has to get somebody to stand in line for him.
He pays
while
them.
He goes to the football games.
And then he comes back.
And gets in line.
To stand in line. Yeah.
Well, it's going to cost him 3 arms and 2 legs before he ever buys the tickets. Having to pay all these people.
But as far as Jimmy Troglin's concerned,
it doesn't matter.
Star Wars is worth it.
It's only money.
Yeah, and it's worth it. Yep, the Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Chuck and John. It is the Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. Hope your day is going well. We move along, headed up towards 717 with Sade. big 1400 WJZM radio. Rain, 64 degrees in downtown Clarksville, expecting a high of 71. The rain by this afternoon should taper off.
That's good.
Overnight low of 60. Then tomorrow, mid-70s for a high. You know, for the next 4 or 5 days until like Tuesday, we're going to be in the 70s.
I'm going to break my shorts out tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a chance of rain each day.
Yeah. But I think it gets less.
It does. Nothing.
From when today is the rainiest day. Tomorrow, not too bad. And then Sunday, just a slight chance.
Yeah, we'll enjoy this mild start to the month of November. Right now, we're at 64 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Back in the day, 155 years ago in 1862.
That was before my birthday.
It was. Dr. Richard Gatling of Indianapolis patented the machine gun.
Oh.
It was then known as the Gatling gun.
Yes.
61 years ago, in 1956, little Liza Minnelli introduced the first televised presentation of
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
Did I get that correct?
How many times did we watch that? I mean, that was one of those things, before we knew about It's a Wonderful World, we always watched The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a yearly presentation. Didn't they always show it like around Thanksgiving or somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas?
It was during the fall season. Yeah, it was.
I mean, we had I shouldn't tell this. Back in high school. Back in high school, we were at this friend's house, and we were all. We were having fun listening to music.
Don't tell on yourself, John.
Anyway.
Don't tell on yourself.
The Wizard of Oz was coming on that night. And we wouldn't watch it.
Why?
Because we were listening to music and having, woo! And anyway, one of the guys was had a little bit too much fun. And he walked all the way.
The people he hangs around
all
with?
the way from the country back to town so he could watch The Wizard of Oz.
See, he lost brain cells multiple times. During the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Walked all the way back to Clarksville just so he could watch The Wizard of Oz.
Well,
I mean, in high school.
Hey, you've done some strange things. I mean, that shows that he was a loyalist.
Well, we were loyalists too.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It was just Marshall Tucker and probably Leonard Stannard.
No, see? But you wouldn't have watched. You wouldn't. Yeah, you all, if you had started walking.
There was probably a little Jack Daniels involved.
There was probably some Jack Daniels. If you had started walking, it'd probably end up like many of your sabbaticals
I probably would have been on the bridge asleep.
Is this Acme Bonding? Hello, is this Acme Bonding Company? Yeah, this is John Michaels. Yeah, come get me. Yeah.
Come let me out.
Come help me. 60 years ago in 1957, Jerry Lee Lewis released his biggest hit ever, Great Balls of Fire.
He dedicated it to his cousin,
who was 12.
Married.
And let's see, I was trying to think of another song that was a hit by Jerry Lee Lewis.
What was that one? Great Balls of Fire?
Yes.
Whole lot of shaking going on.
Okay. And?
He had several country hits.
Yeah.
What made Milwaukee famous made a fool out of me.
60 years ago in 1957, the first dog was shot into space. The Russian launched the second man-made satellite Sputnik 2 into orbit with a dog named Laka as his passenger with a one-way ticket.
Oh, the dog didn't come back?
I mean...
Is the dog still floating around out in outer space somewhere?
Let's put it, Sputnik 2 is still floating up there.
Oh, well, he might be happy then.
Maybe we'll see it on one of the Star Wars movies. You know, what was that? That was Sputnik 2. Who was that? Who was that hitting on the
window?
56 years ago in 1961, the Country Music Association inducted Jimmy Rogers, Fred Rose, and Hank Williams as its first class into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Cool.
That was good.
That was a good thing.
That was a good class.
Yep. 29 years ago in 1988, Geraldo Rivera's gorgeous nose was broken with a chair. It was broken with a chair when skinheads began brawling on his show. But I believe there were good people on both sides.
Yeah. A sight which Morton Downey tried to replicate.
Yeah.
years later.
Multiple times.
And it ended up being the end of Morton Downey.
Yeah, and what's the other guy's name? Jerry Springer. Is he still on?
Yeah, Jerry's still on. Jerry!
Yeah, okay.
He's still on.
27 years ago in 1980, Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice hit #1 on the pop singles chart. That was the first rap song ever to top the pop charts. And there you have it. Time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Mr. Appliance on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Mr. Appliance. Get it fixed fast with a quick call to Mr. Appliance at 931-503-7070.
Tennessee football will host Southern Mississippi as they celebrate homecoming with kickoff set for 6:30 tomorrow night in Knoxville. Due to injuries on the offensive line, Coach Butch Jones has been forced this week to answer questions about his plan for a backup quarterback. In the wake of voluntary shoulder surgery for Tennessee's former starting QB, Quentin Dormady, they are left with hopeful redshirt and January enrollee Will McBride as their lone backup behind current starter Jarrett Garantano. The freshman signal caller was sacked 6 times last week against Kentucky, and Coach Jones has already said he'll be forced to burn McBride's red shirt should Garantano go down tomorrow night. Now we take you to Nashville as they prepare for another huge milestone in the city's push towards being awarded a Major League Soccer franchise. The Metro Council will vote this coming Tuesday on a $225 million bond resolution to pay for a new MLS stadium out of the Nashville Fairgrounds. A yes vote would make Nashville only the second city vying for an MLS expansion franchise to secure stadium financing, joining Sacramento, California. Major League Soccer plans to award at least 2 expansion franchises sometime next month. And we take you back to Knoxville, where it was raining three-point shots last night for the University of Tennessee men's basketball squad. Head coach Rick Barnes gave his team the green light from beyond the arc, and they made 12 of 34 long-range buckets on their way to an 86-44 exhibition win over Carson Newman. Lastly, fans, do not forget we've got high school football tonight here on the Big 1400. Clarksville Academy is back in the playoffs for the first time since 2014. They'll be on the road to take on Kings Academy, and we will have the call starting with pregame coverage at 5:45. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Don't despair over that busted stove, broken dishwasher, or out-of-order dryer. Just pick up the phone and call Mr. Appliance. He offers flat rate pricing, meaning there aren't any hidden fees, and he promises an always quick response with same or next day appointments. Mr. Appliance also gives you a complimentary 1-year parts and labor warranty on every household repair. You can book an appointment anytime by calling 931-503-7070 or by going online to MrAppliance.com/Clarksville.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio. Bob Kesselman comes your way at 7:50 with Ball Network Notebook, brought to you by Copies and a Flash, right here on the Big 1400 WJZM Radio. Big 1400 WJZM Radio. It is the Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville with Chuck and John. And today we're celebrating National Sandwich Day.
All right.
There, you know, and you think about National Sandwich Day, there are always some pretty good deals at most sandwich chains. Do you have a favorite sandwich?
Oh,
ham and cheese.
Comes down from Yellow Mountain on a dark flat land she rides. On a pony she named Wildfire. With the whirlwind by her side. On a cold Nebraska night. They say she died one winter when there came a killing frost, and the pony she named Wildfire busted down its stall. In a blizzard he was lost. The dark of the moon I planted, but there came an early snow. There's been a hoot owl howling by my window now for 6 nights in a row. She's coming for me, I know, and on
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio. It is 64 degrees at 7:33. Yes, we do take requests. I was requested, by Michael Martin and Wildfire. This is a Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. I was thinking about
that's dangerous.
And I was thinking about reasons. You know, we were talking about today is National Sandwich Day.
Yes.
And John Michaels shared with me, he got so excited because when I told him it was National Sandwich Day, he said, I think I need to go over and get me a hot sauce with pepper cheese sandwich.
Yeah. Why not?
Hot sauce?
Yeah.
With pepper, and you know, here I am, I'm saying, you know, I'll take a ham and cheese. You know, that's my favorite sandwich. But hot sauce?
Yeah, why not?
With pepper cheese?
Why not? It's good.
I can't dance.
You can't dance?
I can't dance.
So we can go over to...
I can't
I'll tell you what, I'll buy you lunch at Keandra's Sunday.
What is that? What is that?
It's over on 10th Street. They got good food over there. I have chitlins and rice on Sunday. Well, that's some good stuff.
Is that what you get?
Yeah.
Okay, John.
That's one of the entrees.
Okay. Chitlins,
and rice.
Wrinkles and rice.
That's right.
Wrinkles and rice.
It's kind of an Asian take on a... It's good.
Anything with rice, huh? I got to get through the...
You don't want to go?
I got the hot sauce. Hot sauce.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you don't like cold sauce?
I don't like sauce. I don't even like the sound of it. Sauce.
I mean, it's just everything. It's everything that was left over from making ham, and they throw it in there and grind it up.
Well, I'll take what the ham product is. I'll take the ham.
They got
you take
barbecue
the
ham over there.
Well,
barbecue ham?
That's not that. Maybe. But I can't dance with the hot sauce. But anyway, I was thinking about when you told me that, and it's enough to make you want to drink. But they took a certain, lots of people think
some whiskey.
Yeah, you can drink with happy reasons. A new survey really went around and asked people to name different occasions when they're likely to celebrate with a drink, or, as they say at John's place, several drinks.
We don't need a reason.
No, they don't need a reason. Here's the top 10 reasons that people feel like they can celebrate with a drink.
Yes.
Because they woke up in the morning.
Okay.
That's John Michael's take. Because he woke up in the morning.
I woke up this morning.
Your birthday. 83% think you can take a drink because it's your birthday and you want to celebrate.
That's right.
A friend's engagement.
Yeah.
Yep. Your wedding anniversary.
I might take 5 drinks on that day. Somebody's calling.
Yeah. When you finish a tough week at work.
Wait a minute. You want to live dangerously?
Everybody wants to talk about when they take a drink. Getting a promotion.
Yes.
Earning a degree.
Yes.
Buying or renting a new home. 50% people say they take a nip. Starting a new job.
That's right.
And finally paying off a loan and hitting a fitness goal.
Oh.
So those are some of the reasons people use to take a drink. And some people just say, I want to take a drink just because. I'm not celebrating anything. I just like the way it feels going down.
It's National Sandwich Day.
It's National Sandwich Day. And I need something to go with my hot sauce sandwich. But what do you drink with your hot sauce sandwich? Father Brew?
No.
No, it's Daddy Soda?
Daddy Soda.
Is that what you...
No, I usually have an orange drink. Fanta orange.
Is that the drink of choice with hot sauce?
Well, I usually have an orange
hot
drink
sauce
with
and what is it? Cheese?
Pepper cheese.
Pepper cheese. Mm-hmm. Everything on there got all these different green spots and different things on there.
It's what was left over. You got to use it.
Or either throw it away?
That's right.
So they put it in a sandwich, something that they would normally throw away, and you're going to eat it?
That's right.
Not happy.
What do you think a hot dog is?
I know, potassium. I understand what a hot dog is. But Donna and Dan at Chi-Town, they told me that they've taken out all the bad ingredients. Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe them.
Yeah.
And if you put enough chili and coleslaw over that hot dog, it won't. You can't taste.
So you're having a hot dog in there.
Yeah.
You put some chili and coleslaw
on
the bun.
Exactly. Now, and you never know.
Can I check and see if we got anybody on the line?
Okay.
Good morning. You're on Good Morning Clarksville. Hello. Is anybody there? Hello. I guess they didn't want to talk.
Yeah. Well, I think us talking about the South Sandwich kind of freaked them out. We need to take a break. This is the Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Chuck and John. Good morning, Clarksville.
Cooking for large groups is exhausting, and it zaps the fun out of hosting parties and events. Let your friends at the Lunchbox do the cooking next time with carry-out catering for small family gatherings up to large company outings. Whether you want barbecue and sides, hot dogs and chips, or homemade chili, the Lunchbox has the food for your next party covered. Call them today at 931-802-8227. Or better yet, go sample their extensive menu at 2124 Woodlawn Road. Fresh ingredients become delicious homemade meals at the Lunchbox, Clarksville's new favorite eatery.
There's finally a stress-free, no-risk way to buy a new mattress thanks to Beds Express. With their Triple Z guarantee, there's literally no way you can go wrong. Don't waste another night tossing and turning on your old, worn-out bed. Dive into affordable comfort at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, Bellevue at 7643 Highway 70 South, and in Murfreesboro at 2222 Medical Center Parkway. Beds Express, Middle Tennessee's better sleep solution.
The Big 1400 is WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
Ever lost or misplaced your debit card? Now, before that happens, download the Card Valet mobile app. With it, you can turn your F&M debit card on and off, establish when, where, and how it is used, and much more. And best of all, it's free from F&M Bank. Member FDIC.
Jackson's Body Shop, downtown. Jackson's Body Shop, downtown.
you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. The Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, where next hour we've got Susan Chapman from Loaves and Fishes joining us. We'll talk about their big Jingle Bell food drive. Woohoo! 1400 WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather. That periods of rain throughout the day should taper off by this afternoon. Expect a high today of 71, 64 an overnight low with clouds and maybe a pop-up shower. So if you're going to one of the area games, I would dress appropriately. But temperature is going to be rather mild at 60 degrees. Now, tomorrow we'll warm up nicely to around 76 with a passing shower. Sunday, expect a high near 80 degrees. Ooh. Right now, we're at 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Chuck and John, it is the Friday edition, 3rd of November of Good Morning Clarksville.
Leroy, boy, is that you? I thought your post-hanging days were through. Sunken eyes and full of sighs, tell no lies. You get wise. I tell you now we're gonna pull you through. There's only one thing left that we can do. We gotta get you a woman. It's like nothing else can make you show your life. We gotta get you a woman. We better get walking. We're wasting time talking now. Leroy, boy, you're my friend. You say how and I'll say when. Come and meet me down the street. Take a seat. It's my treat. You may not ever get this chance again. That empty feeling's just about to end. We gotta get you a woman. It's like nothing else can make you show your life. We gotta get you a woman. We better get walking. We're wasting time talking now. Talking about life and what it means to you. It don't mean nothing if it don't run through. I got one thing to say, you know it's true. You got to find some time to get this thing together, 'cause we gotta get you a woman. It's like nothing else can make you show your life. We gotta get you a woman. We better get walking. We're wasting time talking now. Talking about things about that special one. They may be stupid, but they sure are fun. I'll give it to you while we're on the run, because we ain't got time to get this thing together, 'cause woman who has been around, one who knows better than to let you down. Let's hope there's still one left in this whole town, and that she'll take some time to get this thing together, 'cause get this thing together, 'cause we gotta get you a woman. We gotta get you a woman. We gotta get you a woman. And when we're through with you, we'll get me one too.
We should work together, you know.
What?
Todd Rundgren, I'll get me one, I'll get you one, and then we'll get you one.
Of what?
A woman.
Oh, a woman. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But anyway, we'll just get you one. I'm good to go. I'm good. The
You're
Big
good.
1400
I'm good,
WJZM Radio, just ahead of a Vol Network with Bob Kessling, brought to you by Copies and a Flash on the Big 1400. Today is National Sandwich Day. I would love to know. We know what John's favorite sandwich is. We know what my favorite sandwich is. I would love to know what your favorite sandwich is.
You're a ham and cheese, right?
I'm ham and cheese. You're
Do you
a
like
hot
salad
sauce
dressing, mayonnaise, or
I
mustard?
usually like mayonnaise. I usually like lettuce and tomato. My wife makes the greatest, the best grilled ham and cheese. I mean, they're just right, and they're not fancy. It's just, you know, the ham and cheese, but it's just the right amount of cheese to melt in the ham, and yeah.
What time do we eat?
No, we ain't got no sauce, so you don't need to come over.
I can still like
we
ham.
ain't got no hot sauce and pepper cheese. So
Ham is the steak of pork. You know, it's like steak. Of course, we can just have a bologna.
Pimp steak.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any.
I like bologna.
On occasion, you know, I used to eat it a lot more frequently, but I not so much. Nobody else in the house eats it.
Oh.
Nobody else.
See, like you can get a good bologna sandwich over there
that
too.
thick
Oh
sliced
yeah,
bologna.
that thick. Get you some cheddar cheese on there, American cheese.
Made me want to throw it out the door.
No.
Yeah, throw it out the door with
You're
that South
un-American.
sandwich.
No.
But I'd like to know what your favorite sandwich is. 645-6414 if you want to chime in and join. It is National Sandwich Day. I was reading an article and it says, now, I know a lot of times, you know, you try to choke down that big bowl of broccoli or spinach. So soon you're going to totally devour a pile of beer-glazed broccoli and sexy smoking spinach.
Beer glazed broccoli?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Let me finish this.
Okay.
You'll get it. Yeah.
Okay.
According to a new study in the Journal of American Medical Association Internal Medicine, people are much more likely to eat vegetables if they're marketed as being cool or sexy and maybe a little unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know that?
A lot unhealthy.
And not just kids, adults. The researchers found that when they packaged vegetables with names like twisted citrus glazed carrots. Doesn't that sound good? Dynamite chili and tangy lime, a seasoned beets, and sweet sizzling green beans. People were more likely to buy them and to eat them. We're less likely to buy or eat them if they're marketed as just being healthy, like when they offered people a choice between lighter choice zucchini and slow roasted caramelized zucchini bites.
Oh my gosh.
It was clear which one was the more popular. So once again, you say, what's in a name? It's all in the way you market it. It's all in the way you market it. You want broccoli or do you want caramelized?
Hang on just a minute, caller.
No, sauteed broccoli. Yeah, I'm with you.
Beets.
So you can probably expect to see more glazed and seasoned vegetables showing up at your grocery store with ridiculous names. And with those ridiculous names, that means that you'll be buying them, right? Right.
Not.
Yep.
Wait a minute. We got a caller.
We got a caller?
Yeah, we got a caller. Good morning. You're on.
Good morning. Good
Clarksville.
morning, America. Good morning, Clarksville. Hello.
Once again, they don't want to. Are you there?
My favorite sandwich is not someone else's.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I just didn't want somebody else's sandwich.
Well, would you like to have a hot sauce sandwich with pickle? I mean, what kind of cheese?
Pepper cheese.
Pepper cheese. So you don't go out and buy sandwiches; you make them on your own.
Right. Yes.
Yes. You know, I was thinking, since this is National Sandwich Day, you remember before Subway and before a lot of these places came along, we used to make Dagwood sandwiches at home, which was
A&W beer, yeah.
Yeah. And I think about, those sandwiches and, how there's nothing like making your own sandwich. Because you can put as many slices of cheese on that ham as you want, and you can make the tomatoes, cut them up as thin as you want, and slather that mayonnaise on there. Yeah, there's nothing.
And then wash it down with a Shirley Temple. There you go.
No. Thank you for calling. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. No, you don't wash it down with the Shirley Temple. You got a Fanta orange.
You brought up Dagwood sandwich, so I said, well, we'll wash it down with a Shirley Temple.
Yeah. The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. Time now for the Ball Network Notebook with Bob Kessling. Brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400.
The Tennessee basketball team wins its exhibition game, and the Vol football team looks for a win on homecoming. This is the Vol Network Notebook, brought to you by your local Farmers Co-op. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee beat Carson Newman in an exhibition basketball game Thursday night, 86-44 in Thompson-Bolding Arena. The Vols outscored the Eagles 49-19 in the second half. Admiral Schofield scored 17 points as he continues to adjust to his new spot, playing the 3 position on the perimeter.
Yeah, I played in high school, and I played
a little bit of point guard, too, in high school. So it's just transitioning back. But at college level, it's all about defense. The adjustment for me is the defense end, guarding quicker guards, quicker players. The offense end is, it's just getting back in the rhythm of, ball handling and making the right pass.
Grant Williams led all scorers in the game with 18 points and 12 rebounds. Tennessee wraps up the exhibition schedule at Clemson Sunday. Tip-off time is 12:30. On football Saturdays at Neyland Stadium, there are long-standing traditions that make for an unforgettable experience. There's the Vol Walk, the Power Tee, and singing along with over 100,000 diehard fans as the band plays Rocky Top after a Tennessee touchdown. At your local farmer-owned co-op, they understand the importance and impact of these traditions because for over 70 years, they've had a few of their own, like friendly service, top-notch products, and trusted advice. Co-op. Proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee will host Southern Miss in the homecoming football game Saturday night at 7:30. The Vols looking for big plays for the offense, and Coach Butch Jones is hoping that quarterback Jared Garantano will take another big step.
I think Jared continues to improve. I think he's making significant progress game in and game out. Are there a few throws he'd like to have back that were touchdown throws that we left out there? Yes, but that's all part of the growth and maturation phase of a freshman quarterback.
Kickoff set for 7:30 in Neyland Stadium. Vol Network coverage starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central Time. Reporting for the Vol Network, I'm Bob Kessler.
Copies in a Flash is your one-stop copy design and print supercenter. If you're looking for letterheads, carbonless forms, envelopes, address labels, or anything to do with print, your local Copies in a Flash can handle it all in a flash. Stop in and see Copies in a Flash at 1841 Business Park Drive in Clarksville and see how they can help you on your next project. Copies in a Flash offers free delivery. Visit Copies in a Flash and see all of their offerings at copiesinaflash.com. That's copiesinaflash.com. Copies in a Flash is proud to support our community and say go Big Orange.
The Big 1400. The rain should end by this afternoon, or it should taper off. We expect a high today of around 71, 60 for an overnight low. And for Saturday, 76 degrees for a high in downtown Clarksville. Right now, we're at 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville.
Your love is fading. I feel it fade. Your love is fading. I feel it fade. Your love is fading. Woman, I feel it fade. Woman, your touch has gone cold. If someone else controls your very soul, I fooled myself long as I can feel the presence of another man. It's down
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, 8 o'clock, 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
This news flash brought to you by Heritage Bank. We are open for business. Your business. Bankwithheritage.com.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Economists interviewed by FactSet predict we'll see job growth when the latest monthly unemployment data is released later this morning. Any positive numbers are expected in part to reflect a rebound from depressed numbers brought on the previous month by the effect of the hurricanes in Texas and Florida. Just how much the president's tax reforms will help the middle class remains a contested issue in Washington. Correspondent Shirley Smith reports that the Budget Watchdog Group says the bulk of those tax cuts will go to businesses rather than individuals and families.
The Washington-based Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says corporations and other businesses get tax cuts netting out to about $1 trillion, while individuals receive net tax cuts totaling $300 billion.
Republicans argue that easing the burden on American companies will likely boost incomes and other economic benefits for all working Americans. The president embarks on a tour of Asia this morning.
The president will be promoting trade and a free and open Indo-Pacific region as he visits 5 nations in the coming 10 days. But National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster says North Korea's nuclear threat will also be a major focus.
North Korea is a threat to the entire world, so all nations of the world must do more to counter that threat.
Stops include Japan, South Korea, China, Vietnam, and the Philippines, as well as Hawaii. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The president is free to tweet again. His account briefly disappearing last night. As Matt Small explained.
At Real Donald Trump was unavailable shortly before 7 p.m. Eastern last night, but was back online after 11 minutes. The social media company later tweeted that the action was taken by a customer support employee who did it on the employee's last day.
Another record-setting high close yesterday for the Dow at 23,516. Right now, Dow futures are up by 22 points. This is SRN News. The president of Egypt meets with evangelical leaders. Here's SRN's Michael Harrington.
The topic of the Wednesday gathering in Cairo was the plight of Egypt's Christians, increasingly the target of deadly attacks by Muslim extremists. While things have been getting steadily worse, President El-Sisi vows to fix the problem. Tony Perkins of the Family Research Council says, quote, the president reiterated his desire to protect religious freedoms for all people. Despite a string of attacks, the country is making progress. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
Churches would gain the right to endorse political candidates and still retain their tax-free status under a provision in the House's tax overhaul plan. The bill would repeal a 63-year-old law credited to former President Lyndon B. Johnson when he served in the Senate. The Johnson Amendment prohibits tax-exempt charitable organizations such as churches from participating directly or indirectly in any political campaign to support or oppose a candidate. This is SRN News. A German museum is displaying some 250 artworks that a collector hid from the world for decades amid suspicion that some of those pieces may have been looted from Jewish owners under Nazi rule.
The show at Bonn's Bundeskunsthalle included works by Claude Monet and Camille Pissarro, part of a huge art collection hoarded by late collector Cornelius Gurlitt. The show, which opens Thursday, focuses on works of art believed to have been taken from their mostly Jewish owners as part of Nazi persecution and on works whose provenance has not yet been established. A parallel exhibition in the Swiss capital Bern features dozens of other paintings found in Gurlitt's possession. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
A Wisconsin woman is facing charges after her 9-year-old son was tied to the roof of their minivan to help hold down a plastic pool because it would not fit inside the vehicle. The woman told police she thought it was okay because her father allowed her to do similar things when she was young. Not these days. Now she's charged with recklessly endangering a child. More details at srnnews.com.
Guess who's on the cutting edge of up-to-date checking services? Heritage Bank. That's who. You know we're neighborly. You know we're trustworthy. Now know that we have the edge on checking accounts. With Edge Checking, you get benefits like shopping discounts, cell phone protection, and roadside assistance. Now you can be on the cutting edge with a new checking account at Heritage Bank. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. Member FDIC, bankwithheritage.com.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather, cloudy, warm, thunderstorms throughout the day. They should clear off by this afternoon. Expect a high today around 71, 60 for an overnight low. For Saturday, cloudy, maybe a pop-up shower, 76 for an expected high. Low Saturday night of 66. And Sunday, once again, temperatures right around 78 degrees. Expect a pop-up shower maybe on Sunday. Currently, we're at 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at Clarksville area traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county, not too bad for this time of the morning. Looks like 41A Fort Campbell doing very well. Trenton Road, Tiny Town Road, busy in a couple of spots. Looks like 48 and 13. If you're coming into the city from the county, very good at the moment. 41A Sango, slow in a couple of spots, especially with all the construction that has been going on in that area. It is slow. Looks like 79 St. Bethlehem, not bad. Also, Rossview Road and the MLK 76 Parkway connector are doing well at the moment. Now, if you're headed to Nashville, 24 does look good all the way into the Music City. Let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville area traffic.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash here. It's eastbound on Briley Parkway right here at Gallatin Pike, blocking the right lane. 65 south at Rosa Parks. There at Metro Center, checking on an accident. Overside at Dickerson Pike. You've got a crash waiting for you at that location. And it's a non-injury crash there at New Hope Road at Old Lebanon Dirt Pike. That's Old Lebanon Dirt Road. That's in Hermitage. Hey, Chimney Quest, locally owned since 1945. If you want the best, call Chimney Quest 292-7411. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
That's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news, all brought to you this morning by Heritage Bank on the Big 1400 WJZM. It is 8:07. It's time now for hour number 2. Yes, folks, hour number 2 of Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
The Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. It happens to be the 3rd day of November as we get ready for the first weekend in November. You know, there's already talk of putting up Christmas trees and listening to Christmas music. And we're seeing more and more.
We haven't even got through daylight savings time coming to an end, and you're already talking.
But we will. We get the fall back, y'all.
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug. Hey, John. It's going to happen, and you can welcome it in. You can by falling back. You can, get your hot sauce and a pepper cheese sandwich and sit there and set your clock back at 2 in the morning.
Whatever.
You can, right?
Yeah, I can.
You can do that.
But I won't.
Yeah, do that. The Big 1400 WJZM Radio with Chuck and John. Good morning, Clarksville. 1400 WJZM radio, 63 degrees, up to 71 for a high today. Rain should diminish by this afternoon. We've got Susan Chapman with us in the studio. She is the executive director of Loaves and Fishes. And good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. They've got a big program going on, a big project called Jingle Bell Food Drive. And this Jingle Bell Food Drive is November and December, and they've got lots of activities going on. So tell us, first of all, tell us about Loaves and Fishes.
Well, Loaves and Fishes has been around since 1983 here in town, and we basically serve a noon meal 6 days a week throughout the year, every day of the week. And we serve anywhere from 150 to 200 meals a day. We also distribute donated food out to area organizations, about 40 of them in the county and the surrounding area, churches, civic organizations.
Okay. Churches
and social workers, low-income housing areas and things like that.
Each day?
It depends on how much we have that we distribute. It's not each day, but twice a week we do distribution to those organizations. Okay. And if we have extra that we need, like fresh type of items like vegetables and things like that we're not going to be able to use, instead of them going to the landfill, we try to distribute them out.
Okay.
So we're basically in food recovery so that it doesn't go to waste, and we also, like I said, try to help the needy here in town.
Yeah, they're located right up in back of the, now it's the Austin P, part of the Austin P complex by First Presbyterian.
Well, the kitchen is actually located in the First Presbyterian Outreach Building, and we've been there for quite a few years. And but we have a warehouse where we have the food that we get donated so that we can distribute out. So we're a couple of different places, but that's where the kitchen is, and that's where we do most of our work. Is there at the AOC building on 215 Foster Street. But we don't get mail there, so if you want to send us anything, send it to our P.O. Box, which is 3241 Clarksville, Tennessee, 37043.
Okay. And so serving the meals between 150 and 200 meals daily, 6 days a week, rather.
Correct.
Is that right? In the building?
It's all done with volunteer help.
And so that's lunch and dinner?
Just lunch. We start serving at 10:30 and we stop at noon. And I think we're one of the only places in town that does that on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I've been there. I've seen people that have gone up to Loaves and Fishes to get in on that, and a lot of people depend on that. I mean, religiously they're there, at 10:30 when you all get ready to start serving.
Yeah, we open our doors at 10 o'clock. Most of the people that come, they're either low income or don't have a job or are homeless, or you don't know what their situation is. And we don't ask questions because anybody that comes to get a meal, it's cooked. They come there and they can get a meal. Sometimes people run out of money, because they had to pay a bill and they just don't have any, it's an easy place for them to go get a meal on a daily basis so they know that they're covered. And since there used to be a lot of places that served meals on Sundays, and we're finding that that's not the case anymore. So we have a huge uptick on Saturdays now and on Mondays of the people that are actually coming. We've noticed that, and our numbers have increased because of that.
Yeah. Susan Chapman here. She's the executive director of Loaves and Fishes. And families that come.
Yeah, we have in the summertime when the kids are out of school, we get a lot of families with kids that come. Just at the end of the month when they run out of money, we get, elderly people that have had to pay bills or prescription, they just don't have any more money, and they'll come and get a meal to offset their expenses.
So the lunch is from 10:30 till 2?
No, to noon.
Till noon.
Till noon. That's when we serve the meals, from 10:30 to noon.
Okay. How did you get involved with Loaves and Fishes?
Well, I started out on the board as the treasurer. Somebody recommended me, and I've been there for over 13 years now, helping out. Just kind of ended up taking on more and more responsibilities, and next thing you know, I'm the executive director and doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Kind of just happens that way sometimes.
Well, but don't you think, Susan, that you have to have a heart for it? I mean, for other people and for those marginalized and those less fortunate?
I think you have to have feel like you have a civic duty and a philanthropic type of heart because, you can get really jaded doing this because you see some of the same people over and over and over again, and you wonder why they can't get it together. Not everybody's so fortunate that they have that they can meet their bills every month. And we have people that come in and say, without this service, I might not have been able to make it, and they come back and give back to us. So it's really important because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that people need to realize is that, a lot can happen in 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 days.
Well, people live from paycheck to paycheck, and, you get sick, have to go to the emergency room. Next thing you know, you get all these medical bills, and, and then you get creditors. I mean, it's like a snowball effect for some people.
So how does Loaves and Fishes, how do you all survive?
Well, we're supported by mostly private donations from individuals, civic organizations, companies. We also do write for grants. We have and the fact that we're volunteer run mostly. There's only 3 employees, 2 of them are part-time, 1 full-time, and then we've got a board of directors that oversees everything. So, I mean, it's really community run, and it's ecumenical. We have there's about 40 churches that are involved that come in and help us with some of the servings. We have teams that come in, and they come on the same day every month. Sometimes we're short, so if you want to volunteer, you need to get on the schedule and see where you can come and fit in as far as if you want to serve. And we only have about 8 people that can fit in our kitchen, so it's a tight space. But
tight space.
It's a tight space, and you just don't know what's going to happen. We want you to call and try to get on that list. We need people that can be on short call notice, like if we have a team that's short. And sometimes we don't know that until 8 o'clock in the morning. And when you're trying to put on a meal for 200 people, that can sometimes be very stressful for our kitchen supervisor and our kitchen manager. So we need people to pick up deliveries from area organizations, donations, regular drivers. There's all kinds of needs that we have. If you want to volunteer and get on the board, we're needing people that might want to be interested that way, help out that type of way, and just basically promote Loaves and Fishes and what we do.
So you can go to Loaves and your website,
loavesandfishestn.org, and there's a whole bunch of information there on how to contact us and how to help us out.
Yeah, and you can be a part of it. We're talking with Susan Chapman. She's the executive director of Loaves and Fishes. We're going to talk about the Jingle Bell Food Drive with Loaves and Fishes after we take a break. Time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows. Brought to you by the Butter Bun people at Culver's of Clarksville on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Culver's of Clarksville. Go online to culvers.com for an update on their frozen custard flavor of the day.
Tennessee football will host Southern Mississippi as they celebrate homecoming with kickoff set for 6:30 tomorrow night in Knoxville. Due to injuries on the offensive line, Coach Butch Jones has been forced this week to answer questions about his plan for a backup quarterback. In the wake of voluntary shoulder surgery for Tennessee's former starting QB, Quentin Dormady, they are left with hopeful redshirt and January enrollee Will McBride as their lone backup behind current starter Jarrett Garantano. The freshman signal caller was sacked 6 times last week against Kentucky, and Coach Jones has already said he'll be forced to burn McBride's red shirt should Garantano go down tomorrow night. Now we take you to Nashville as they prepare for another huge milestone in the city's push towards being awarded a Major League Soccer franchise. The Metro Council will vote this coming Tuesday on a $225 million bond resolution to pay for a new MLS stadium out of the Nashville Fairgrounds. A yes vote would make Nashville only the second city vying for an MLS expansion franchise to secure stadium financing, joining Sacramento, California. Major League Soccer plans to award at least 2 expansion franchises sometime next month. And we take you back to Knoxville, where it was raining 3-point shots last night for the University of Tennessee men's basketball squad. Head coach Rick Barnes gave his team the green light from beyond the arc, and they made 12 of 34 long-range buckets on their way to an 86-44 exhibition win over Carson Newman. Lastly, fans, do not forget we've got high school football tonight here on the Big 1400. Clarksville Academy is back in the playoffs for the first time since 2014. They'll be on the road to take on Kings Academy, and we will have the call starting with pregame coverage at 5:45. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Family outings should be special. They should be memorable. They should be fun. And you'll find all of that and more with a short trip to Culver's of Clarksville. With a focus focus on customer service and quality farm-fresh ingredients. Culver's is serving food and fun at a whole new level. Go by today for one of their made-to-order butter burgers or a waffle cone stuffed with fresh frozen custard. They're at 140 Southampton Place, just off Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Culver's of Clarksville. Welcome to delicious.
The Butter Bun people at Culver's of Clarksville bringing you Sports Now Update. We got one coming up at 9:20, a Sports Now Update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue on the Big 1400. In the meantime, we're talking with Susan Chapman, who is the Executive Director of Loaves and Fishes and the Jingle Bell Food Drive, which is November and December. They're collecting food, and they've got their food truck that's going to be at a number of different. Tell us about the Jingle Bell Food Drive, Susan.
Well, this is we've been doing this. We've been doing this several years now, and it's gotten bigger and bigger. And basically, during the months of November and December, we're asking area organizations, schools, individuals, whoever wants to get involved, to either organize a food drive or help us with our food drive at area locations on Saturdays during the months of November and December.
So each Saturday, Loaves and Fishes will be set up shop at some place?
Not each Saturday, but like 3 Saturdays out of November and 3 Saturdays out of December. So on November 4th, we're going to be at all 3 area Kroger's.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
So that's all 3 area Kroger's. That means the one at Dover Crossing, the one on Madison, and where the third Kroger is?
Lowe's Drive out in
Lowe's Drive, yeah, okay. So you'll have we'll
have our Jingle Bell food truck there, and basically, if you want to shop for us or donate funds during that time, we're going to be located there at the Kroger's at the entrance. You can get a needs list as you walk in, and if you want to shop while you're in there, when you come out, we'll take your donation. Or if your business or organization wants to hold a food drive, let us know, and we'll put you on the list of the people that are actually doing it, and just give you a little recognition that way, and help us out and restock our shelves for the year.
Yep. And some of the things that they're looking for, chicken bouillon, salt and pepper shakers, disposable, of course, salad dressings, creamers, coffee and tea, canned fruit soups, canned veggies.
Yeah, just any kind of non-perishable item, and we like the number 10 size cans because since we do serve a meal every day, that's always nice to get those really, really big cans. Some of the things that we need is proteins like meats, ground meats. We'll have at the Jingle Bell food trucks, we're going to have coolers, so if you want to purchase those items, we'll be able to take those. You wouldn't think it, but we need 55-gallon trash bags. We go through those like crazy because we use them every single day. Serving gloves.
55-gallon trash bags.
Yeah, 55 gallons, excuse me. And, napkins, we use those things. Bleach, we need that. Anything that you would need to run a kitchen, we're needing those types of items. And there's a list on our website. So if you go there, there's a page that you can go. It has everything about the Jingle Bell food drive.
So the food truck from Loaves and Fishes, the Jingle Bell food drive from Loaves and Fishes food truck will be set up tomorrow at each area Kroger's, at the one on Lowe's Drive, the one on Dover Crossing, and the one on Madison Street.
Correct.
What are the hours, Susan?
From 10 a.m. until 4, we'll be out there.
Okay. Well, the weather's going to cooperate.
I hope so.
Mid-70s?
Well, they were saying 80s almost.
Yeah, near 80.
But we were worried it was going to rain, but we're thinking that's not going to be the case. We're really hoping it's not going to rain.
Yeah, you need to dig out your flip-flops. Bring them back out. John was talking about, I'm going to bring my shorts back out, with the weather like it is. But anyway, and they also need things like napkins and paper cups, bleach, dish soap, paper towels, those things that you wouldn't think about, but they need all of those things. But if you go by any of the Kroger tomorrow between 10 and 4, Loaves and Fishes will be there, and you can get a wish list and take it in with you, and while you shop for yourself. So it's being able to refrigerate some of those things. As you said,
proteins are a big need. We're always needing like chicken, ground beef, turkeys, whatever you feel like you can afford to buy.
Turkeys?
Yeah,
About that time, what about some souse? I know somebody who would donate some souse.
I'm sure.
I know somebody who can go by 5 Points and get some souse to take and donate. John, he
Well, ground turkey's great. That works too. And any kind of protein that we can use, we're because we have to make a really nutritious meal. You do need proteins.
Okay. So tomorrow at all 3 Krogers, and then are you in town next Saturday?
November 11th, we're going to be at Rural King and IGA. And then November 18th, we're going to be at the Austin P game at the Forterra Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
you'll be there while they're during the tailgating part?
During the tailgating and during the game, we'll also be there. And we'll also be at Gordon's Food Service during that day. And then December 2nd, we're going to be at Food Line on Highway 48 and at Hilltop Market on 149.
Mm-hmm.
And then December 9th, we're going to be at Walmart on Madison Street and Fort Campbell Boulevard. And then December 16th, Walmart in St. B and Gordon Food Service again.
Oh, so you got a busy next 2 weeks. But this is a big deal. This is, I guess, your biggest food drive.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking earlier about your fundraiser, the Cajun Night. That happened in October?
Yeah, Louisiana Saturday Night. We've been doing that pretty much annually, and it's basically a Cajun-style meal where we raise funds for that. And we can always use money. So if you want to do a virtual food drive, if you go to our website, you can ask people. You can do a virtual food drive that way. If you're not able to donate or get out and go shopping, there's all kinds of things that you can do.
Yeah, and the thing I was thinking of with Walmart and their where you can call in and pick it up. You could call in and say, "This is for Loaves and Fishes and the food drive," and you can order all the things that on the wish list get it off of your web page.
Oh wow!
And then you just go by and pick it up. At Walmart with in that pickup service. Doesn't it go most of the time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you could do that.
Does.
Yeah. And they would
just drive by and pick it up and then take it over to the truck.
That's right.
Never have to get out of your car.
That's right.
And you could call in and they will, take it outside this Saturday. Kroger doesn't have.
Kroger does.
Kroger has it too.
They have
so they could call up Kroger and say, "I want to order some stuff for Loaves and Fishes." So that's good. Susan Chapman's our guest. She's the executive director of Loaves and Fishes. Then now, do you all year round you do this so people can donate all year round?
Correct. We take donations at the kitchen from 8 a.m. until about 1. Monday through Saturday, and if you can't make it down there during that time, just call the kitchen at 931-645-9020 to arrange for some kind of delivery. And like I said, we always take money.
Yeah.
So you can donate on our website that way, or you can send a check or however you want to do it to our P.O. box. And it is tax deductible because we are a 501c3, and we're volunteer run pretty much.
The luncheon that you all serve each 6 days a week, how long have you been physically a part of that?
I have been with Loaves and Fishes probably for the last 13 years in some capacity. There's the treasurer, and I've worked in the kitchen. I've done deliveries. I've done everything you could possibly think of. I've been a part of.
So I asked you that, Susan, because I want to know, what do you see? What stands out to you about the people who come through Loaves and Fishes for lunch? I mean, I know it's a varied amount. The demographic is there are lots of different people there for different reasons. But what do you see?
Well, I see everything from little kids to really, really old people with disabilities. They come at different times of the month depending on whether or not they've run out of money. We've had people that, they only come for a short period of time because they only have a need, they're down on their luck or something. We have people that come through town who are in need. They're on their way somewhere. Like, I think that we've had a lot of people come up here from Florida during the hurricanes. And, it's a financial burden for, when some kind of disaster happens and they have to move. And so trying to get on their feet, and they use these services that are offered. And we're one of the only games in town that actually will serve a hot meal. And if you don't have a place to live, or you're homeless, or you're in transit, you just never know what's going to happen.
So you can refer them to other agencies that can help with
We're just one of the many places that people can get help, and we're not supposed to be we're kind of an emergency net for people who need
Who've fallen through the cracks.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that have fallen through the cracks, and there's a, you don't think we see there's some mentally ill people out there, and they don't have any place to go, unfortunately, and you just don't know what you're going to see.
There is Susan Chapman's our guest. She's the executive director of Loaves and Fishes. You were talking about distributing food. When do you all do that?
Well, what we do that twice a week. We'll have distribution where people come in, but we also, if we have
is that at
the kitchen? Yes, but kitchen. You have to be an organization that does that kind of stuff, because we get our numbers from those people who they distribute it to, because we don't do the screening of the people that we distribute the food out to. We give them out to like the churches, and they'll know who needs it.
So the organizations come to you to get food, right. And they will be the ones who will do, as you said, screen the individuals and their families.
Correct.
And stuff,
so basically, we're a sort of we distribute to those agencies because we found that we have a far-reaching effect doing it that way. And it's not just twice a week. If we have extra stuff, we will send it out to those organizations.
We're talking with Susan Chapman. She's the executive director of Loaves and Fishes, and they've got their wish list online, and you can go and look at their wish list and see what they need during this Jingle Bell food drive. They need other stuff besides food. They need, as Susan said, big garbage bags, big garbage bags, napkins and things, just things that you would think about. They need paper towels to help clean. They need disinfectant to clean the kitchens and clean the eating areas and clean. So there are lots of things that they need, and you can help. They're going to be at all the Krogers, all three Krogers, this Saturday from 10 to 4. Kroger's on Lowe's Drive, Kroger's on Madison Street, and Kroger's on Dover Crossing. And so when you see the big food truck out there, the Jingle Bell food truck, it's from Loaves and Fishes, and you can help. Just go online and look at their list,
Thank you.
And thanks, Susan, for coming in. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me, and I hope that everyone gets out there and has a giving heart this season and thinks about their fellow people with a little bit of love.
A little bit of love. Yeah, so this is a good time. This is a good time, and we will continue to talk about this because this week we were talking about Kroger's. Next week it's, I think, Rural King
and IGA.
And IGA.
On November 11th.
That's in the same, center, right?
Right, correct.
Right, and right up from...
They're right across from each other.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you go to our website, you can see where else we're going to be during the months of November and December. So if you want the opportunity, we also need some volunteers to help with the food drive. So if you're interested in helping that way, you can contact us. Go to the website and find out how to contact us, or call us at 931-645-9020 if you're interested in volunteering during the food drive. We're needing people at the warehouse and at some of the sites to collect items.
Yeah. Just get in touch with them, and you can be a part of it. And this is, and Susan Chapman is our guest. She is the executive director with Loaves and Fishes. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Thank you.
Ever lost or misplaced your debit card? Now, before that happens, download the Card Valet mobile app. With it, you can turn your F&M debit card on and off, establish when, where, and how it is used, and much more. And best of all, it's free. From F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Moore's Office Supply is Clarksville's office supply and furniture experts. For office equipment, desks, chairs, and more, depend on Moore's Office Supply. Located on Franklin Street across from the Catholic Church, Moore's has been your business partner for office supplies in the Clarksville, Fort Campbell area for years. Call Moore's at 645-7200. That's 645-7200. And we'll deliver it for free. Moore's Office Supplies, Clarksville's office supply headquarters.
There's finally a stress-free, no-risk way to buy a new mattress thanks to Beds Express. With their Triple Z guarantee, there's literally no way you can go wrong. Don't waste another night tossing and turning on your old, worn-out bed. Dive into affordable comfort at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, Bellevue at 7643 Highway 70 South, and in Murfreesboro at 2222 Medical Center Parkway. Beds Express, Middle Tennessee's better sleep solution.
The Big 1400 is WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
Cooking for large groups is exhausting, and it saps the fun out of hosting parties and events. Let your friends at the Lunchbox do the cooking next time with carry-out catering for small family gatherings up to large company outings. Whether you want barbecue and sides, hot dogs and chips, or homemade chili, the Lunchbox has the food for your next party covered. Call them today at 931-802-8227. Or better yet, go sample their extensive menu at 2124 Woodlawn Road. Fresh ingredients become delicious homemade meals at the Lunchbox, Clarksville's new favorite eatery.
You got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Brad, I can help with coverages. Man-to-man coverage, zone coverage, combo coverage.
I don't know, Peyton. I was thinking the types of coverages that your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, like home, auto, business, life, farm, boat, your tour bus.
Products availability varies by state, agent, and other factors. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company, Columbus, Ohio.
For all your mini sides, there's Nationwide. Call Clarksville agent Carter Briggs today at 931-906-5100.
Here's a special program note for viewers of WCKV-TV. As you may have heard, WCKV-TV, Clarksville's only broadcast TV station, has moved to Charter Channel 6. They're also looking into opportunities to do more local programming to serve you better, so please stay tuned to WCKV Charter Channel 6 for some changes. WCKV-TV will continue airing on CDE Lightband Channel 12 and over-the-air Channel 21.1. Channel 21 is a free service. WCKV-TV, engaging, inspiring, and uniting all of Montgomery County and beyond. Unique by design. WCKV-TV, Clarksville.
The Clarksville Academy Cougars are bound for the TSSAA football playoffs for the first time since 2014, and you can follow them live right here on the Big 1400. The Cougars will open up postseason play on the road Friday night at the Kings Academy, and we will have the call starting with pregame coverage at 5:45. WJZM is proud to be the exclusive home of Clarksville Academy football, and we wholeheartedly congratulate the Cougars on their return to the playoffs.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather, 71 for a high. The rain should taper off by this afternoon. Expect an overnight low of around 60, near 80 for a high on Saturday. Saturday night down to around 66, maybe a pop-up shower. Rain's in the forecast for the next 4 or 5 days, but it's not a real big washout. And then on Sunday, expect a high of 78 degrees. You believe that on the 5th day of November? Right now we're at 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Chuck and John, we roll along. Good morning, Clarksville. Here are the Bee Gees.
Standing in the dark, where you're
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, 63 degrees in downtown Clarksville at 8:43. Don't forget,
it's National Sandwich Day. Oh, you're reminding me of something else, right? I'm sorry.
It is National Sandwich Day. No, you did not interrupt me.
I interrupted you.
It is National Sandwich Day, and they are having a special on hot sauce and pepper cheese sandwiches, right?
That's right.
They're on sale. Just tell them John Michael sent you. Behind the Badge comes your way with Sandra Brandon today at 12 o'clock, 12 to 12:30, right here on the Big 1400. Speaking of food, you like ice cream? Okay.
Yes.
We're not going to ask you anymore.
As long as I got some hot sauce
ice cream. Like all Americans, I like ice cream.
What's your favorite?
It's one of my favorite foods. And gravy is, I like gravy over mashed potatoes. I like gravy, sometimes gravy over my rice. I like gravy sometimes over my turkey. But that doesn't mean that they need to be merged. The ice cream and the gravy. But
Nada.
you know, somebody had to do something. There's a gourmet ice cream company from Portland, Oregon called Salt and Straw. And they just released 5 new Thanksgiving ice cream flavors.
Sorry,
5
I just threw up a little
Thanksgiving ice cream flavors. Are you ready? Let me see. Let me see if sauce is in there. Yeah. No, I don't see any sauce.
No sauce.
Sweet potato casserole with maple pecans. That doesn't sound, that's not bad.
In an ice cream?
Well, no. That is the flavor. They put probably,
Still,
bits
it's
in it.
ice
and
cream. I want ice cream to be sweet. I want it to be
who says
strawberry,
who says
caramel, chocolate, peanut butter.
Yeah.
No broccoli flavored ice cream.
I haven't seen it. I saw they have apple cranberry stuffing ice cream. They have salted caramel turkey. Thanksgiving turkey, including bits of turkey skin mixed in. Now, see, I wouldn't want that. I don't want no bits of turkey skin mixed in my ice cream.
No.
They got spice, goat cheese, and pumpkin pie ice cream. That's close. We're getting close to that. We're getting close to that sauce.
Where's the trash can?
We're getting close. They've got buttered mashed potatoes and gravy ice cream. And if those sound good to you, or at least intriguing, you can get all 5 pints delivered from Salt and Straw for about $65. You can go online to saltandstraw.com and look at their menu, and you can get them delivered.
My stomach hurts.
Yeah.
It's making me nauseous.
It's not for everyone.
No.
Just like sauce is not for everyone.
That's true. I didn't say you had to eat it. I didn't push it on you like you were pushing turkey bits and gravy.
No, I'm not pushing turkey bits and gravy. You know, today is National Sandwich Day. Right. I asked you what your favorite sandwich was, and you said hot sauce and pepper cheese.
I like it.
Yes.
I like any kind of sandwich.
You put mayonnaise and stuff on it?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You put salad dressing or mayonnaise?
Yeah. Either one.
You lettuce, tomato?
No, just by itself.
Yeah, that's right. Go with it.
2 slices of white bread.
Go with it. Yeah. The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, home of the hot sauce sandwich with pepper cheese.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying. you feel it too. Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it right. Something inside has died and I can't hide and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 no. It's too late now, darling. It's too late.
The Big 1400, WJZM radio, 63 degrees, expecting a high of 71. Right now, it is 63 degrees at 8:50. We're talking about food. We've been talking about food. Taco Bell used to have locations in Mexico, and they basically admitted that they didn't serve Mexican food. Their stuff is American food. So they had French fries on the menu. They've never done that in the United States.
No, I've never seen French fries at a Taco Bell, but I know you're about to tell me.
But we just found out that might be changing soon. How do we know? Well, they might have admitted it to one of the lead singers of a group called Blink 182. Earlier this week, he tweeted, Taco Bell is better than Del Taco, but Del Taco has French fries. So it's a real Sophie's choice of fast food. Taco Bell apparently couldn't handle getting bad press from the winners of the Best New Group at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards in the year 2000, so they tweeted back, that just might change soon. So that's all the info we have right now, but they might be starting to sell French fries. Now, we don't know when, or, fries on the side of a dish with their chalupa.
Ooh, with some cheese on them.
With some cheese. French fries, you like cheese on your French fries?
Negative, no.
But anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know.
I just thought I'd throw it out there.
I don't want you to, I want you to have a little something
If
to
I want
look
some on
forward
my
to.
French fries, I want some Chipotle ketchup.
Chipotle ketchup.
Yeah.
That goes well with sauce.
It does.
Yeah. The Big 1400, WJZM. The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, 63 degrees at 8:55. Time now for some good news. Well, it's really good to see all of the technology in the world going towards something that's really pure good.
Pure good.
Yeah. Disney's research department has been working on a new type of fireworks, ones that blind people can feel. And that makes a lot of sense since a big part of the Disney World, Disneyland experience is the fireworks show.
Well, yeah.
Which is just a lot of loud, disappointing noises if you're blind. But to experience feeling fireworks, a person will put their hands on a large special screen, then different nozzles shoot water in the pattern of the fireworks. Also makes noises that recreate the sounds of these fireworks. Right now it's just in the demo phase, but apparently it's coming along very well. No word on when Disney could make it available in their parks.
That would be nice.
That's good news.
That is good
Disney's going with the technology to help those people who might be blind.
Yeah, and that way they give them a way to actually feel the fireworks.
Yeah, and experience that, what we take for granted when we look up at them and, you know, they're going off. But, you know, you think if they're, as it said, if they're blind, you know, it's just a bunch of noises and they can't see the colors and they don't get that. So,
That's
you know,
nice.
Disney's doing that.
That is good news.
That's a good news.
And you know what the other good news is?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
We made it to Friday.
We did.
So you get to sleep till 8:30 tomorrow.
Yes.
Woo-hoo! Woo! Thank you for sharing this part of your Friday with us. Thank you for being with us all week. We'll look forward to being with you again on Monday. Till then, be well, my friend.
And the sunlight hurts my eyes. And something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely when the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face.